To my left is my partner, Aloha Peters. I'm with the Sheriff's Office Homicide Unit, and we're here investigating an officer-involved shooting. As you know, per county protocol, Memorandum of Understanding for the county, the San Diego Sheriff's Department, we investigate any officer-involved shootings that occur in the city of San Diego and vice versa. Any officer-involved shootings that occur in the sheriff's jurisdiction, San Diego Police investigates those. We have Homicide Team 5 and Team 1 going through the scene at this moment. We got a call from the San Diego PD's Homicide Unit to respond to the scene to the 300 block of 31st Street. At about 10:10 this morning, the San Diego Police Department received, actually a citizen contacted a sergeant that was in the area and stated that he witnessed a subject with a black revolver, pointing that revolver at another citizen walking by. That sergeant immediately put that information on the radio and requested additional officers to respond to the area. Within a minute, we had multiple San Diego police officers searching for the vehicle and the subject. The subject was identified as a young Hispanic male adult in his early 20s inside of a blue Ford Fusion. When the officers arrived, they located the vehicle. They began to negotiate with the subject who was inside the vehicle and asked them to come out of the vehicle. The subject refused. Officers and the sergeant immediately began negotiating with the subject and asked him to come out. He was unwilling, so they conducted a high-risk vehicle stop. There was a female passenger inside of the vehicle. The female was willing to come out, and she's currently being interviewed. She was taken safely. She's not in custody. She's currently detained, providing a witness statement. The subject was unwilling to come out, so they continued negotiating. They contacted SWAT officers. The officers ended up deploying less lethal rounds, which were multiple pepper balls inside of the vehicle. The individual still was not willing to come out after giving multiple lawful orders. At about 40 minutes later, about 10:50, the subject reached out from inside the vehicle with a black revolver. Officers, fearing for their safety and the safety of their partners and the safety of the citizens, fired multiple rounds inside that vehicle, striking the subject. One sergeant and 5 San Diego police officers fired either their handguns or rifles. It is unknown how many rounds were deployed, were fired, but we do know that it was multiple. The officers immediately moved in to render medical aid and called for the paramedics and the fire department to assist. Once the officers moved into the scene, they saw a black revolver inside of the vehicle. Paramedics arrived. They took the subject to a local hospital where he was sadly pronounced deceased at about 11:30 hours. As you all can imagine, we're going to be here for many, many hours, processing the scene, talking to many, many witnesses, reviewing body-worn camera footage, also reviewing video that was recorded by witnesses and also by local businesses or residences. As you can only imagine, no deputy or officer ever wants to fire their handgun. That's the last thing anybody wants to do. We're here to protect and serve, but there's times when we do have to fire our firearms to protect ourselves, our partners, and the citizens that we do protect. Is there any questions? There's only limited information that I have at this moment. We're still processing the scene, so we're going to be here for many, many hours. Any questions that I can answer? Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, so just for clarification, you said that officers saw this man walking
Hi, no. The a, a citizen who was walking by the area witnessed a subject pointing a handgun at another subject, at another citizen. And then that person who witnessed the crime, he flagged down an San Diego PD sergeant who was in the area and told them what he witnessed. And then they responded to the scene.
Okay, so you don't know who, do you have that person who was pointing the gun at?
At this moment, we do not.
Okay, and then he went into his car where the woman was, inside the car?
Yes,
Okay, where was that car parked?
on the 200 block of 31st Street,
So in front of the church?
on the side.
On the side of the Bethel AME church?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Quick question. So, was there a chase involved, or was he parked and then police officers trying to talk him out of the car?
Hi, great question. No, the vehicle was parked. There was no chase at all. The vehicle never moved. The vehicle was parked there, and that's where the subject was contacted.
Do we know what the root of the original brandishing was? Was it a maybe random act? Was it some type of flight or?
We do not have that information. Great question. What we do know is that a witness was passing by and just observed the subject pointing or brandishing a gun at another subject. And that information was provided to the sergeant who responded to the scene.
And then contacting the sergeant, was that a 911 call or was it a
No.
personal contact?
No, another great question. No, it wasn't a 911 call created. That citizen who witnessed the crime flagged down a sergeant. The sergeant notified dispatch via radio and was able to get many officers to respond to the scene to locate the subject.
So that sergeant just happened to be in the area?
Correct. He was a couple blocks away. He was, once that information was provided to the sergeant, within minutes, he was on scene.
Do we have body camera footage that could be available or cameras?
So there is body-worn camera footage. I'm sure there's a lot. We're gonna have to go through it. That body-worn camera footage is not gonna be available for days.
Is there any more information about the female passenger?
The female passenger is just a companion. She's safe. She's only detained, of course. She's gonna be a great witness to what occurred here, and she's currently being interviewed, and she will for probably another hour or so.
When you say companion, do you mean friend or possibly friend?
A companion. That's all we know at this moment.
Have police had contact with this individual in the past?
We don't have that information right now, but we'll do a thorough background investigation on that person who's now sadly deceased. But at this moment, we don't have that information.
What did they find in the car? Only the gun?
Yes, at this moment, all we know that was located was a black revolver, which was the same weapon that was described to the sergeant when that citizen gave that information to the sergeant.
No drugs, no nothing else?
All we have right now is a black revolver.
Do we know if the revolver's registered?
Our homicide unit we just got here. We haven't even touched that gun. We got this information for the San Diego police officers who responded and were at the scene, and they relayed that information to us. As you know, it's going to be a very methodical, thorough investigation. It's going to take a long time. We're not going to skip anything, so we're going to take our time. We're going to be here for many, many hours, so nothing is missed, and we can have a thorough investigation and that we can provide to the district attorney's office for review.
Was it ever determined, did the suspect ever fire, or is that coming out in the investigation?
That will come out in the investigation. At this point, we do not believe, and we're pretty confident that no rounds were fired from the subject other than him pointing that black revolver at several San Diego police officers.
At what point was the woman separated from the shooter? Did she leave the car? Did the police, during negotiations, ask her to come out of the car?
Great question, yes. So she was, we conducted a high-risk vehicle stop, which means our officers or deputies will call when we feel that there's danger inside of a vehicle. We'll ask the passengers to come towards us. We asked her to come back towards us, and she did. She was safely taken and detained.
Okay, and then when you say that he pointed the gun
he was still sitting inside of his vehicle and pointed the handgun. We do not have that information right now.
Was he in the driver's seat?
He was in the driver's seat, and the female was in the passenger seat.
Did you say SWAT negotiators did arrive, or crisis negotiators did arrive after the call?
Crisis negotiations did not arrive. Our SWAT, San Diego PD SWAT officers were on scene and helped with the negotiations.
How much time from when officers contacted him to the rounds being fired by the officers? How much time?
From the time that officers arrived on scene till the shots were fired was 40 minutes. Sí.
Where was the subject shot on his body?
We don't know at this time. There were several shots. So,
That's going to be the last question.
en español, pero en mi español está más o menos. Voy a tener que leer muchas notas, si no hay problema. Okay. Thanks all you guys for being here. Appreciate you guys.